specifically, I wrote into the law initially that smoking should not be a part of the medical marijuana program. Now, based on the information I've reviewed and based on the court rulings that have already been made, I'm not confident that that current provision of the law can pass constitutional muster. Moreover, there is extensive litigation right now about licenses for medical marijuana companies. Those lawsuits don't do anything to help patients or to give confidence to Floridians that we are running an effective medical marijuana program.
Since this governor was elected, I have been incredibly encouraged. I've been encouraged about his opinions about our environment and our water. He's read the constitutional amendment. He's listened to the will of the people, 71%. And the comments that he's made have been so encouraging to me that the people's will should be the most important. So we've had some private conversations before this, but I am proud to be here today, thankful to be here today, and grateful to be here today to our Governor, Ron DeSantis.
Thank you.
People. We want to make sure that this administration is listening to the will of the people and the voters of Florida that voted overwhelmingly for this provision. And so, as you've seen in our historic first week, this governor is not about words, he's about action. And he's about listening to people.
You know, when over 70% of Florida voters vote in favor of medical use of marijuana for people with really serious debilitating conditions, that is about as big a majority as you can get in this day and age. And it's my judgment that what the Florida legislature has done to implement the people's will has not done it in accordance with what the amendment envisioned. And I look at somebody who may have Lou Gehrig's disease or terminal cancer or multiple sclerosis. I think the Florida voters who voted for that wanted them to have access to medical marijuana under the supervision of a physician. Whether they have to smoke it or not, who am I to judge that? I want people to be able to have their suffering relieved. And so I don't think this law is up to snuff. We're currently in a number of cases. I want to use the fact that we are in this litigation as leverage to get better laws passed. So what I'm announcing today is the lawsuit that's challenging the smoking ban. We're going to be filing a stay of decision on that till mid-March, because after all, I served in the Congress. I want to have the elected representatives write the law in a way that the people intended. So we'll give them a couple weeks in session to address the smoking issue. And if they don't do it, we're going to dismiss the case and we're going to move on.
Does this measure go into the argument about health care in Florida?
Well, this is critical to the health care in Florida. First of all, you got to remember this. What marijuana is a substitute for opioids. Opioids now kills more people in America than car wrecks. It's staggering. It's the #1 killer of people 50 and under. So I have a brother who relies on this. It is huge for the health care of Florida. It's a different way. It's a holistic way. As I said when I was out there campaigning for it, this plant was put into nature for God, by God, for us, and it works. I have no idea how it works.
Well, in all of the states that have medical marijuana programs, we see a reduction in opioid deaths. We see a reduction in all of these major narcotics and barbiturates that are prescribed to people. I represent one of the highest concentrations of veterans in the country, and what veterans go through with the combat cocktail when they get home is tragic, when they could have medical marijuana as an option. And I think what's helpful for the two of us is that we saw a governor today who actually wants to go and implement this amendment and build a strong, credible program that can be the model for the country. That's really what's next for us, to make sure that the legislature does the right thing, that the program is credible for the sake of patients, and then to the extent that other states want to observe the Florida model and use that as a way to save lives around the country, I think that would be a remarkable legacy.
Mellissa Thomas here for Florida National News. We just wrapped up the major announcement by Governor Ron DeSantis, basically stating that he is in support of medical marijuana for the folks here in Florida. And as we heard from Attorney John Morgan, we just wrapped up the press conference with him as well. He was one of the major folks who gave counsel and advice to Governor DeSantis in the implementation of his position on this. There is a lawsuit that is on the table, and Governor DeSantis wants to move forward to make this available to the people of Florida. And as we heard from Representative Matt Gaetz, he serves a district that has a lot of veterans in the population, so he understands the importance of medical marijuana and wants to make that available to his population as well. But stay tuned right here at FloridaNationalNews.com for our continuing politics and power coverage. This is Mellissa Thomas coming to you from Winter Park.